This is a short video of some land that a gentleman I've met on the internet has bought, and this kind of presents how to get to it, going off of Route 90, and I think it's some sort of Scott Road, and then was it Green River Road. This is the a video of the topography in 5-foot increments. So on top of it is the lowest point at 4,300 feet above sea level, and it goes up 5 foot each line. We're actually lined up the wrong way. I guess we're about 90 degrees off. We'd have to rotate this to get it to north. So right now, if we go to the left, that's actually south, and towards the left and towards the bottom there is a mining place that used to be in existence, and further south there were some mica mines. So that's where mica used to come from. What's interesting about this piece of property, it's got some interesting draws that come through from the mountains that are to the east of it, southeast of it, and these mountains they rise about, I guess, about 300-400 feet above this level, the ones that are close at hand. And if it rains, they're going to run a lot of water down there. So this can be good and bad. I think that if it's properly managed, it'll be a real resource, because he can get a lot of water and put it in swimming pools or whatever to store it. But that's some pretty interesting topography down there. This is in Hudspeth County. Cuberson County is to the left of that line you see coming in on a diagonal. That's the county line right where the cursor was. And my property is actually southeast of his property. But I think we said about 8 miles, 8-9 miles as the crow flies. And my property also has draws. The nice thing about having a change of gradients as far as the height is that it can't flood. There's no way you're going to have flooding. Flooding takes place on perfectly flat land near the bottom in the valleys. So water might come through there, but if properly managed and vectored, it's not going to, quote, flood. It shouldn't flood. There's a ranch around there, I believe. And there's also someone has to the left coming up, going north. You can see the water. There's a water trough there. They call them tanks. So there's one there. We're heading up north to intersect the railroad track where we came down. Apparently there was an abandoned railroad track coming down here, I guess to the mine, or to some mine. They mention it in the topographical map, which you will see after this presentation. Yeah, there's the railroad. And to the right you go to Route 90. I don't know. I don't think they run any passenger trains through here. That's typically, you see lots of long trains, miles long, some of them with many engines. They have winds out in these regions. They call them boxcar winds that can actually knock over a train. Here's some altitudes, and here's a nice topographical map that I was able to find. It's called Bass Canyon Quadrangle, and this shows my buddy's land. There's the coordinates of actually that's Cuberson, and shows a lot of detail. We're going to move southwest and intersect the railroad track. Actually, it looks like we're maybe even following the railroad track down, but we'll hit the railroad tracks in a few seconds. Here we go. And that's where you would head south to his land. So that's a key place to make your turn. Here we go, heading south. And there's the that blue thing on the left down below is a tank, and there's water storage there. And you can see the gradient lines of where the elevations are changing, and the pretty much parallel, except when you get to the mountainous region where you can see where the peaks are. It's an exciting area. This is like going to Mars or something. Here's the bottom of it, and there's the mines that used to be there. And there's the distances. And I'm going to move the cursor around so you can see approximately where this property is that gentleman bought. He's quite excited about it. This is the last frontier, and I think it's nice that people can get excited about land that some people might consider junk. But just the same, it's not junk. It's precious, and they don't hassle you when you build down there like they do here. Of course, who knows when the new world order comes? No one will be able to build anything, I think, unless it's very expensive. It makes the bankers rich. So any comments about land in Texas? I'd like to talk to anybody who has junk land down in West Texas. It's I think it's a great thing. Maybe we can pool our resources. I have a land in Pecos, Hudspeth,